When I think of Lily, I do think of the good things. Her smile was so beautiful. Her laugh was so contagious. Her joy just filled a room.
We've been married 24 years.
Foundation of Christ in our marriage, attending a church together that we loved. We were a part of all that we could be. And here comes our first child, and everything was great. Life was good. And then we found out we were pregnant with Lily and found out it was going to be a girl, and I couldn't have been more excited. Everything through the pregnancy was wonderful, perfect, nothing was wrong, and she was born healthy. She was not meeting some milestones, so we got a little concerned with that, but baby number 2, that's chill, we're okay with that. So we just thought everything was going to be fine, and then we learned after several doctor's visits, it wasn't going to be a go down to the doctor, get answers, fix the problem, and move on.
The doctors struggled to really kind of land on an official diagnosis. We finally landed on Lennox-Gastaut syndrome.
She ultimately then had seizures that were controlled with a ketogenic diet, but she was nonverbal, and she could walk. She took some miraculous steps, but she was completely dependent on us.
I mean, it's kind of cliche, right? But it really is, when you're raising a child with special needs, it is a one day at a time kind of thing. And there's a lot of unknown what ifs that if you spend too much time dwelling, it can be troublesome.
You know, I'm not going to have this picture perfect life with my daughter as I intended. We certainly didn't plan on anything outside of being with Lily for the rest of our lives.
Cher was away with a friend in South Carolina whose husband had passed. I went to get Lily up for school, out of bed, and found her unresponsive. Performed CPR, medics came, provided care for her, and then they transferred her to the hospital within 15-20 minutes time. The doctor and a nurse and the chaplain came and let me know that Lil had passed.
I know now, looking back, that there's no way I fully understood what was happening. I wasn't there, and I felt like I'm going to go home and everything's going to be fine. But the reality was just shock, and I know I screamed and cried, and I felt like so much purpose with being Lily's mom, and I feel like that was quickly gone, and I thought, oh gosh, what am I supposed to do now? I was Lily's mom, and this is not how I pictured her healing. This is not how I pictured Lily going out. That was never the plan. It was going to be that she was going to walk and talk, and, you know, someday all of those things that she couldn't do, she was going to be able to do. I always felt like Lily was a gift, and her purpose was something we never really fully knew, or maybe we're never gonna know, and we always kind of just thought, well, I know she's got influence on others, I just don't know how.
God's used her story through the entirety of her life and after. I've had many conversations over the years with people who are dealing with difficult things, and a lot of people would often look at our family dynamic and think, how do you do that? The thing that I hope is encouraging for others is to see that we're not just drudging along, one day at a time, like we're trying to flourish and thrive, even though there's this massive hole in our heart without her. Part of Lily's legacy is to help others wherever we can through our experience with her. There's a loss of purpose with the loss of Lily, but there's this new purpose of caring for others well. There's a couple of men's groups that I'm in that have been super helpful, and who I'm being encouraged by through their stories. And then at the same time too, me feeling like I can share my life with them. I hope too that obviously our story just continues to be of value to people, like it encourages people.
If there's anything that helps in the grief, is just knowing that Lily's not having any more seizures. She's fully her. She's dancing. all the things I wanted to do with her when she was my daughter, she's able to do now, and that just makes it a little easier to swallow.
Through that experience of raising her and the physical and emotional and spiritual challenges that went along with it, like we were forced to be connected to God and to people.
Just knowing my personality and the way I was living life, I know that had I not had the opportunity to be Lily's mom, I don't know that I would have ever needed God. I think this was the opportunity to rely on God for sure.